everybody, it's Stephen. I thought I'd show you some of my latest creations. This one is a travel journal, and this is a very simple book. There isn't a lot of adornment to it or embellishments added to it. The reason I created this is because in a couple of weeks' time I'm going off on a cruise from London down to France, Spain, and Portugal, and we're doing a lot of wineries and things like that on this particular cruise. So I always take my iPad with me and make notes about the pictures I've taken and things like that for when I scrapbook them. But also I wanted to hang on to brochures or tickets and things like that, you know, memorabilia that you can put into your scrapbook and keep it organized, because it's a 12-day cruise. We'll be gone 15 days, and you know, you forget about what you saw. There's just so much of it, and especially in the age of digital cameras, tend to take like 1,300, 1,400 pictures in that time period. So sorting it all out can be quite a mess when you get home. So I created this little journal for this so I can keep things organized when I make the actual scrapbook after the trip. Now, what I've done with this is I created this background. I took a piece of cork board from the dollar store, put it on my scanner bed, and scanned it. Then I went to Adobe Photoshop Elements and added these elements to it. Actually, this little sticky note here didn't make it. Found it in Google Images. Same with the little push pin. Added the title, Travel Notes. Added This Journal Belongs to Stephen Bland at the bottom. And I used my Cricut, and you've seen this in my previous videos. I just used my Cricut to cut out the basic shape of the pages. You'll notice I added another feature here to have a pen. I found these little clips at the dollar store, package 3 for $1. They have this little sticky back on them, and you stick them anywhere. And in this case, I'm sticking the cover, and you just put your pen in there, and you have your pen with you wherever you go. I thought that's kind of neat. I used the cinch binding again to put it together. And so inside, what I've also done is, in order to give the pages some strength, I did 2 pages, 8.5 by 11, used my Xyron, my large Xyron, laminated them together, just sticky on one side, on the blank side, put the 2 pages together, then I ran it through the Xyron to cut the basic shape. Just gives the pages a little bit more stiffness, and all of this has been printed on standard white cardstock. Here, the cover and the back cover as well. You notice there's a bit of a shine probably coming up here on the camera. What I did was, same process as I did for the pages, 2 pages, laminated together, but before I cut them on the Cricut, I ran them through my hot laminator. So they have a plastic film. The reason I did that on this particular album is because since this is going to be in and out of my suitcase, in and out of my travel bag that I take with me when we go on shore excursions, it's going to hit moisture. If it rains, it's going to sit in a bag. Humidity might get to it. So the cover's going to get a lot of wear and tear. So I thought if I laminated it with plastic, it's going to make it stand up just a little bit better. Plus it gives it a little bit of weight too, a little heavier than the pages inside, which makes a nice cover. So inside, I kept the pages very basic because I intend to write in many of these spaces. I've made a little pocket right here. Again, I used the Cricut for that, and then I just used printed this out on my printer, cut it down. I inked all the edges and all the edges of these things, dropped it in, and so I've got a little pocket in here that'll hold brochures, tickets, memorabilia, whatever. And then I have all this space here that I can write on. Now, I did some stamping on the pages just to break up this space. Tried to do it light enough that when I use the pen, I can write right over the top of it and it's still readable. I didn't give titles to any of the pages, except put this little thing on that says notes. So in here I can write a title, what this is, day 1 on the trip, where we're at, that kind of thing. On this set of pages, I just used, and I finally got, a 6x6 rubber line stamp that does nothing but lines. I was really happy about that. Some of you know I was looking for that, and some of you sent me some very helpful information on where I might find one, and I finally did online and ordered it, and I'm very happy that I have it. So I just basically stamped some lines on here just as guides for whatever I want to write. Again, more space to write here. I included some little half pockets along here for bigger brochures, postcards, things like that. And really, I just repeat it. This kind of thing. Added another little rubber stamp to break up this space up at the top here. Another pocket, and it just goes. Pocket, journaling page, turn the next one over, another pocket, another page to journal on, etc. It just follows this pattern all the way through the journal. You'll notice, as I said, no embellishments with the exception of some rubber stamping, because this is a very practical album. But you can be practical and still be a little stylish, I think, too. So this may be my inspiration to keep better notes than I have on past trips. I'll let you know how it works out, and I'll show you what it looks like when I return from my trip in about a few weeks' time. Well, probably in about a month. I'm leaving about the middle of September and won't be back until October. So, anyways, that's my latest little project.